Hey Tadlock artists, I'm going to show you how to use a rotational loom like this to create a rope that you could change into a friendship bracelet or maybe a necklace, depends on how big you make it. Okay, here's one that I'm almost done with, and let me show you the steps of how to get there. First off, I have a whole bunch of these discs and they're all ready for you. There's 8 slots and the middle is punched out with a hole, okay? And what you have to do is you need to cut 7 strips about as long as the table. I'll show you. But this time it's the table from side to side, not from one end to the other. Okay, the short side of the table. And here's how you get started. You take these 7 strings, these 7 pieces of yarn, try to get them close to even, at least on one side. They don't have to be perfect, but kind of close. Because we have to put a knot on one end. All right, let me check it. That's pretty good. Okay, so grab it up. Wrap it around 2 fingers. Put them through like that. Be sure they're all 7 of them are through, and tie it. Good. Now we got to put all 7 of these through the middle of that disc. And a pencil helps this process out. So, I want you to be sure that you end up with the knot on the back side of the disc, and you have the slots here on the front side. So be sure the knot's on the back, move it over a little bit. Take a pencil and pull and push them through. It takes a little bit of practice, but a pencil makes this a lot easier, because if we tried to put one end, if we tried to put all these ends through, it would take forever. All right, I've got a bunch of it through, so pull that long side all the way through and let the knot go to the end. All right, now spread these out. Doesn't really matter what color combination they are, because once we start weaving, it'll all come together. It's 7 pieces of string and 8 slots, so one slot will be empty. Okay? And here's the process of weaving. So I've got my empty slot here. You've got to choose which way you're going to turn the disc. So I like to turn counterclockwise, which is to the left. So I'm going to put an arrow that way to help me remember to go that way. I'm going to rotate that way every time. Okay, here is the pattern, and weaving is all about patterns. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Take that piece of yarn out. Put it in the empty one, turn it counterclockwise, 1, 2, 3, take it out, put it in, turn the disc, 1, 2, 3, take it out, put it in, turn the disc, 1, 2, 3. That's the pattern. Now what happens is, when you start doing this, all this stuff will start to get a little tangled. Just use your fingers like a comb and just brush it out from time to time so it doesn't get too tangled. And from time to time, underneath you want to tug on that knot, and it'll start to pull that rope that you're creating through. All right, you just keep doing the pattern over and over and just making sure it doesn't get tangled. part is pretty much the same. Honestly, on the one I started earlier, I worked for about 2, maybe 3 classes worth to get it done, because I get distracted by lots of students that want to ask questions or they need help with stuff, and that's okay because I'm here to help. But hopefully you can concentrate and get a little bit more done than me. Remember to tug every once in a while. See right there? It's starting to create that rope. All right, let me take you to the one that I've already almost finished. Now, I can check it by laying the rope across my wrist and measuring, is it almost big enough? Yeah, this one is almost big enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off the rotating loom. Okay, just undo all the pieces of yarn from the slots. And pull the rest of it through. Hold it so it doesn't become too untangled. Okay, and I want to tie a knot right there at the end. So once again, 2 fingers, separate it, put it through. And when the knot comes together, I want to be sure it's back here with the rest of the weaving. There it is, right there. Good. Now, to connect it back to itself, here's what you need to do. You need to tie one more knot very close to this one, about right in here. All right. Needs to be very, very close. About like that. And I'm going to separate that into 2 parts. You can slide a pencil through there to help it separate. There we go, I've got 2 equal parts. Now, when you go to put it on, you just slide this knot through. When you put it on your wrist, you might have a friend help you. Here it comes. Slide all that through, and that should work. Okay, and if you get it the way you like it, then trim off the extra bits right here. And you can trim off all the extra ones here. Like I said, by stretching it across the table from side to side, you have all this extra yarn. If you want to braid all of that all the way to the end, you could make a necklace with it, okay? Okay, I hope you have fun doing this. Stay artsy.